Hi, this is Barbara with Fanbase Press. I'm here once again at San Diego Comic-Con 2017, and I'm here with Tal M. Klein. Tal, thank you so much for chatting with me.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad we found this beautiful scenic location
lush
outside.
Scenery, lush. It's
Everything
gorgeous.
at Comic-Con looks exactly like this.
Exactly, yes. This is the whole experience.
Yeah.
Well, Tal, congratulations. You have the upcoming release of your book, The Punch Escrow, which is a wonderful sci-fi novel. For those who may not be familiar with the title, can you tell us a little bit about the premise of the book?
Sure. The easiest way to think about it is that the Punch Escrow exists in 2147. And in 2147, one of the big technological innovations we have is teleportation as a transportation mechanism. And so the book kind of talks about the inception of how teleportation was commercialized. More importantly, it also gives us an opportunity to put a very interesting plot development in it, in which a man who teleports inadvertently becomes duplicated, and now is in a very weird, bizarre love triangle between another version of him and his wife. And then there's also a whole bunch of hijinks where the corporation who owns teleportation is trying to fix the bug.
Yes.
And there's a whole religious zealots who think he's the Messiah, and all this kind of at the end of the day, it's really a love story with it, and I think that exists in a very, very hard sci-fi box. And also, obviously, it's a thriller. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is your debut novel.
It is.
So what can you tell us? You've been getting great critical success so far. And what's your experience both in releasing the book, your creative process?
I think that the hardest thing, it's not my first creative endeavor. I'm a musician, but I'm finding that people who read books are a lot more opinionated than, or I'm not saying I'm used to the Pitchfork Nation where people really kind of have very strong opinions about music, but in this particular case, especially when you start to mess with teleportation, which is part of the Star Trek canon and all this kind of stuff, people have very, very strong opinions about what you can and can't do. And there's been a lot of really, even stylistically, the book uses footnotes as a literary device, and a lot of people have very strong opinions about that. And no, I'm enjoying it because, the book is written in a sort of snarky, wise ass tone, and that's me. So I'm used to it, and I like to engage with the comments, which my publisher hates, right? So, I don't get mad, but it's fun to just to get into it, and but I think overall, my favorite thing is actually how resonant it's been with women.
Okay. Yeah.
Which to me is awesome because the protagonist's wife, the woman who runs international transport, which is the most powerful corporation in the world, is a woman. A lot of the main players are women, and I spent a lot of time kind of trying to create three-dimensional women characters, that are strong, powerful, and intelligent. And I love seeing that kind of reflected by the readership and recognized,
Absolutely. I have to ask you, more contemporary, we just learned that scientists have teleported successfully a first photon. I know you're taking on more human teleportation, but I have to get your thoughts because I know you've done a ton of research on teleportation. So were you excited to learn about this?
Well, it's everything all the technological innovations in the book are inevitabilities, in my opinion. So I don't know that we'll have mosquitoes that eat carbon fumes and pee water, but we are going to have to solve for air pollution at some point, and it'll probably be a band-aid, not a solution. So I think I'm very excited. Obviously, that the Chinese were so kind to engineer teleportation in order to support my book.
It's all a PR campaign.
It is. It's very, talk about newsjacking, right? But I think overall, I think I'm okay with it. As people will often ask me after reading the book, would you ever teleport? And I say, I wouldn't be the first one.
Sure.
But
you wouldn't be the guinea pig.
Probably number 1 million or something. If everybody else had done it, I'm stuck in traffic, and you're asking me if I'm going to teleport.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I also have to say congratulations because your book has been optioned for film by Lionsgate.
Yes.
Can you tell us any updates on that?
Sure. We just announced, or they just announced, that James Bowen, one of my favorite directors, the guy, one of the co-creators of the Flight of the Conchords series on HBO. He did the Muppets reboot, which is probably one of my favorite reboots ever, and I hate reboots in general. And he's just a phenomenal guy. I just had a chat with him. He's just super awesome, and gets the voice of the book. Is very funny. Understands where sci-fi, humor, thrillers kind of meet. And actually, the Muppets thing is interesting because there's a lot of inanimate objects that are sentient and conversational in the book. So I think that experience is going to add a lot to the adaptation. So I'm super excited about it.
And for viewers who may not be at San Diego Comic-Con this week, may not see your panels and your signings, where can they go to find out more about the Punch Escrow?
Sure. Well, I'm doing a 12-city book tour, so I would say go to facebook.com/The Punch Escrow, or we'll be doing updates on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Virtual Tal. Punch Escrow has its own Twitter handle, Punch Escrow. So we'll be updating both, and there'll be lots of news in both locations.
Well, Tal, thank you so much for your time, and I hope that you and your family have a wonderful time at Comic-Con.
They're loving it. The weather's fantastic. We're from Detroit, which is kind of funny. Like, we're missing out on the 2 nice weeks that we get in Michigan to be here, but it's worth it. And I absolutely love San Diego. I think it's a great venue.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. Well, thank you again, and congratulations on all the success.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. This is Barbara at San Diego Comic-Con. You can find more interviews like this one at fanbasepress.com.